So if you're watching this video, you probably already understand some of the reasons of why training fascia is so important. But not many people know or understand how connected your fascia is to your emotions. And this doesn't have to be overcomplicated. In our lives, when we feel intense emotions, because of society and life, we sometimes have to repress those emotions. And those emotions get repressed into the fascia itself. And some people call this armoring. So when we're releasing the fascia, we're actually melting down that armor, and what's actually inside all those repressed emotions and all that armor is our natural selves, which tends to be loving and creative. And now I know I need this, because even things like creating this video, there's definitely blocks in the way of me. And for a lot of people, these blocks that need melting down will be held in the hips. And I know I've got a lot of anger, fear from stopping me from being my true self. In this workout, we're going to release the hips, try and release some of that tension, emotions. So if you do feel any sort of emotional release, just go with it, breathe, stay present. It's all good stuff. So the first exercise we're going to do, we're going to get down into a prone position. And then we're just going to bring our knee forward, slide it across, and drop our hips towards the floor. And we're going to use the same breathing pattern on each one of these exercises today. And that's going to be where we breathe out on the effort. And that's going to help release the tension, calming our nervous system, and telling our body that it's safe. We're in a safe environment, so we can do some safe. So our body's in a safe place where we can let that emotion, that tension release, both physically and psychologically. So really relaxing into each movement. I like to put a bit of pressure in the places that do feel tight. These movements, they give a very similar effect to a massage. By the way, if you need to stop and rest, this is quite a difficult position to stay in, please do. Trying to keep your arms straight and just putting that pressure through the hips. All right, we're going to have a little rest from that position. And this next one, we're going to have wide knees, hands on the floor, again straight arms. Just going to bring our hips forward a little bit until we feel a bit of a stretch on the inner of our hips. And then we're just going to come back to this start position. So this is the movement. We're just bringing our hips forward, breathing out, and just relaxing those inner hips. Just letting that tension melt away. Definitely, if you need a pillow or a nice thick yoga mat for this one, you don't want to be feeling it in your knees. Good, and one more, really letting it relax into that position. Good. Now we're going to go back to that first movement, but we're going to do it with a straight leg instead. So this is a bit more difficult, so we'll have a little bit of a rest first. A couple deep breaths. All right, I'm ready again. Sometimes less is more with these exercises. Well, in fact, always less is more. If you're finding it too difficult, then you just need to ease off. Your body won't allow its full range of motion if it's really struggling to stay stable. So if you need to swap this one out for the first one that we did, then please feel free, make it easy for yourself. And if you're unable to control your breath as well, then it tends to be that you're doing it too difficult. One more. Good. All right, the next one, we're going to jump up on our feet. We're going to do something called a sit and reach. So we're reaching forward with our hands and we're sitting back like so. And breathing out. Really sort of sitting our weight into our hips. Trying to feel a bit of relaxed tension through the hips. One more. Good, and then for this next one, we're going to get sort of a golfer's stance where our torso is leant forward, our hips are back, we feel quite an athletic position, and then from there we're just going to reach across, and then this is stretching our arm, but it's also stretching the opposite side hip. So we really want to breathe and release that hip there, relaxing into that hip. One more on each side. Again, what you'll notice with all of these movements is they all involve some sort of rotation exercise, and that's what most workouts plans miss, is rotation. And the fascia in the body is all set up so it can twist and turn, because that's what humans are meant to do. Most workout plans totally miss that, which is one of the reasons why these feel so good, especially if you haven't done them at all in the past. So this next one is called a T-turn. feet slightly outside of shoulder width, and then we're just going to put about 80% of our weight on this leg, and then we're just going to twist our hip, twist this back leg and turn it in to make that T shape, and then we're reaching across. Again, giving that weight to this hip, releasing that tension. You don't have to think about it too consciously, you're just allowing that hip to take the weight. It knows what to do. It's just being blocked. That's why we're here today. Important one with this is we're keeping our balls of our feet on the floor. We're not letting that foot rotate up like so. We're keeping that pinned down to the floor. Good, and then we'll do the other side. Again, giving that weight to this hip. You'll find even though we're stretching a lot in this workout, we're also building a lot of stability. Okay, and one more. Good. Now we're just going to finish off with one more gentle movement. And this is just going to be a lunge, and then what we do is tilt our hips forward as far as we can so we feel a bit of a stretch on this front leg, and then we're just going to shift our hips forward. Good. So tilting those hips on every rep, getting that stretch to start, and then these hip flexors hold so much tension. They are your fight or flight muscle. So if you are anxious and switched on all the time, these are just going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. So this is a great one to release that tension. And I know for sure this is tighter than it usually is, which tells me that I've got stress going on in my life. Same again on the other side. So tilting that hip forward till we feel that tension. Just letting that tension melt away. We are humans naturally. We are strong. We are loving. And we are creative. But as life goes on, we become armored, creating a hard shell around those qualities. And that shows up in our muscles and our fascia. So this workout is helping to melt away those things, take away the armor, so we can be our true, loving selves. So one last deep breath. We're just going to let our head relax, move it around, release all that tension in the neck, back and forward, breathing out on the forward, in on the way back, relax. Now we'll do some positive affirmations to finish, because our body is in a healing state. So you can say it with me, or you can say it in your head, or just listen to my words. I am loved. I am free. I am protected. And I am okay how I am today. Alright guys, have a lovely day. Do comment if you like the video, it really helps me. Like it, subscribe if you want to see more like this. Thank you very much. Peace, my friends.